I am a charlatan, and you shouldn't listen to a word I say. Why are you here listening to me? Don't listen to me. It's not too late to save your soul. Scroll away. You don't want to be infected by the LGBTQ agenda. I'm obviously, my frog's gay. If you don't want to be turned into a gay frog, you should leave. There was a man wearing a Spider-Man costume. He was a young man. We didn't know how old he was. He was wearing the mask. But it was obvious that he was young. He had a skateboard, he had a backpack. He would come into the mall in his Spider-Man costume, and he would take photos with the tourists. They liked him. He didn't work for the mall. He was just a random kid. Maybe he was a college student. I hope he was a college student. About the teenagers working at the Disney park or working at the frickin' Harry Potter theme park, and they're dressed up like Death Eaters. And then a married couple strolls up to them. Hey, are you Draco Malfoy? My husband thinks you're very pretty. And these are college students and teenagers. I think most of them are not old enough to drink. But these tourists, let's just say a lot of them are married couples that are bored in their marriages. Or maybe they're not married. Maybe they're single. Maybe they're divorced. And, you know, she's a real big fan of the Harry Potter books. She's totally Hermione Granger herself. And you look just like Draco Malfoy in this Death Eater costume. Would you take the mask off, huh? She wants to give you a kiss. And I don't think they realize how old the actor is. Maybe they assume that the actor is old enough to drink. But there was this kid in a Spider-Man costume. And the mall was on the Riverwalk. It was a tourism hotspot. Downtown San Antonio. A stone's throw away from the Alamo. And he was Spider-Man, huh? And I was also Spider-Man. I had a costume. The tourists really liked my costume. This one time I was walking home, and this old man pulls over beside me on the sidewalk, and he gets out of his car, and he asks me if he can take a photo. Are you famous? You're real pretty in that Spider-Man costume. Are you famous? You're going to be famous one day. Obviously, you're going to be famous. And I'm your first fan, huh? Uh-huh. Thank you, sir. You're my first fan. Uh-huh. Thanks. You're real handsome. Does your wife know that you're on vacation in San Antonio? Does your wife want to meet Spider-Man? There are a lot of silver-haired foxes that really love Spider-Man. And they also love Peter Pan. The young man who was dressing as Peter Pan at the theme park, there were people following him all over the park. Initially, he was humoring them. You know, you're one of the Lost Boys, huh? And you're Wendy Darling. Come on, kids. But then the people on Tumblr, they got real obsessed with him. And they wanted him to break character. They wanted to know more about him. They didn't want to know about Peter Pan. They wanted to know about him. And they didn't want to know about Peter Parker. They wanted to know about Andy. I don't have the Spider-Man costume anymore. I'm too old for that. But I'm still a fan. Of course I am. I love Spider-Man. Miles Morales is the best Spider-Man I've ever seen. And I also really enjoy the Umbrella Academy. There was a YouTube channel where they specialized in doing these hilarious parodies. And this actress dressed up as number 5 and got a mannequin. It was great. It was genius. I loved it. And I wondered to myself, could I do that? Could I dress up as number 5? Maybe if I changed my hair. Could I be number 5? I don't want to be Spider-Man anymore, huh? This one time, I was walking to my apartment in downtown San Antonio, and I was wearing the Spider-Man costume. It's a skin-tight costume, all right? And these teenagers, maybe they were in college, but they were young. They rolled down the window, and they shouted at me, "Hey, Spider-Woman, hey, I love you!" They yelled out at me in the middle of the night in downtown San Antonio, "I love you!" Just because I was wearing a skin-tight Spider-Man costume. I'm Elastigirl, and I'm Mrs. Incredible. Thanks, kid. Would you carry on? You're obviously too young for me. But thanks, I appreciate it. I don't have the costume anymore. I'm too old for that. I'd rather be number 5. I'm 58. Would you look at me? I'm obviously 58. And I'm number 5. My name is Sloan. Obviously not. At this point, I find it hilarious when old men try to flirt with me. They'll tell me that I am beautiful. And I'll be all, I believe ya. I'm gorgeous. And then they will offer me money because he's totally a sugar daddy looking for a sugar baby. And I'll be all, I believe ya. Yeah, You're totally going to be my sugar daddy. And then they'll ask me how old I am. And I'll be all, I'm an old lady, obviously. Would you look at me? I'm ancient. What do you want with an old lady like me? 9 times out of 10, he is silver-haired. And he'll be all, no, you're so young, and you're beautiful. And I'll be all, sure I am. I'm gorgeous. And then he starts getting irritated. And he's all, hey, if you didn't want me to talk to you, you could have just said so. And I'll say, who said I didn't want you to talk to me? I was bored, and you're my entertainment. Keep giving me compliments, and I'll believe everything you say. Obviously. Would you look at me? Don't I look naive? Don't I look straight as an arrow? Come on. What else you got? Are you a Nigerian prince? It doesn't matter what color he is. Sometimes he is white. Sometimes he is black. Sometimes he is Mexican. Sometimes he is Asian. It doesn't matter. He's old. And he has clearly mistaken me for naive. He'll say, you are really pretty. And I'll say, you are also really pretty. I love the beard. One of these men, he had a bunch of photos in his profile of him working out. And, you know, he was one of those motivational speakers. If I can do it, you can do it. I thought he was hilarious. A meathead, huh? Jim Bro. What's up, Jim Bro? You want to be my new boyfriend? You think I am gorgeous and beautiful and pretty? They shower me in all these compliments. And I'm all, yeah, I believe ya. I'm obviously, I'm as gorgeous as Gwyneth Paltrow herself. I believe ya. And then they'll ask me if I have kids. And I'll say, nope, I don't have any children. And then they'll ask me if I'm single. And I'll say, I just dumped my girlfriend. And then there's a pause. And then they ask me if I'm bisexual. And I'll be all, obviously. Would you look at me? I'm a unicorn. I'm pansexual. I'm Peter Pansy herself. Don't you have eyeballs? Most of them give up at this point. But some of them stick around. Because they're desperate. And my name is Mark Max. Max? Is that what they named the cafe? In season 4 of The Umbrella Academy, 5 discovers Max's cafe. And inside Max's cafe, he meets a bunch of clones. Pardon me. He meets a bunch of doppelgangers, and all of them are totally from alternate timelines. It's as if he just found the Citadel of Rix. Except the Citadel of Rix is a tiny little cafe filled with 5 Hargreaves doppelgangers. Boy, they were depressed. Those 5 Martys sure were depressed. Hey, what's wrong, number 5? Did Rick Sanchez ditch you? Just like they ditched Jerry Smith in a daycare filled with other Jerry Smith clones? I mean, doppelgangers. And all of them are totally from different timelines. Are you sad? Are you having an existential crisis because the Cuckoo Blitz is back again? The Cuckoo Blitz, huh? Oh, is this about your girlfriend, Lila? Dolores? She left you for your brother, her husband. That sucks, kid. But cheer up. Would you cheer up? Why don't you just stay here at the cafe? You don't want to leave the hotel. Come on, Percy Jackson. Just stay in the hotel. Why would you want to leave? This is the Hotel Oblivion. This is totally the Hotel California. And you don't want to leave. Come on, Percy Jackson. I mean, number 5. Why would you want to leave, huh? Just stay here. Stay with us. We're just like you. But he leaves. And then he tells all his family members, it's obvious that we're the problem. We are the problem. There was a veteran, a non-binary veteran, decided to end their life. And there was a senator, Cory Booker? Pardon me. I had never heard of him. But now I've heard of him. Good job, Senator. He broke a record that was set in 1957. This might as well be 1957, the way these people are acting. Sure, we are the problem. Don't I look just like number 5? It's clear to me that this is the cult of Heaven's Gate. You wanna leave Earth behind? Peter Parker sure has a lot of patience. He's practically a saint. He wants to save all the supervillains. My favorite Spider-Man is Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man because he's a skater boy. My brother disagreed. My brother prefers Toby because my brother says Peter Parker is not a skater boy. He's supposed to be a nerd. I hear Trump and Musk have finally gotten divorced. R.I.P. Tusk. Personally, I don't think it's gonna last. He's supposed to be one of us. He's supposed to be in the marching band with us. And he's supposed to be a photographer and an artist and a scientist. Why is he skateboarding? My brother did not like the skateboard. And my brother did not like Tom. He said that Tom was too handsome to be Spider-Man. And I said, duh, this is Hollywood. What, do you think they're gonna cast? Someone that looks like you? I think Musk is gonna sleep in the doghouse for a couple days. And he's totally gonna sleep on the couch and repent for his sins. And he's gonna, isn't he touched by the tism? He's gonna, and then when he is done groveling, the Don will see you now. Daffy, Donald, John, the Baptist, Trump. Of course he's gonna forgive Musk. Elon is his boyfriend, his best friend. And they always forgive each other, of course they do. Sure, he's a little salty now, but he'll get over it. Cheer up, Musk. Give him a couple days. He'll totally forgive you. He always does. But anyway, we're not here to talk about the Tusk. Who wants to discuss that walrus? Nobody. We're here to talk about anime. Natsume, Book of Friends. That's my favorite anime, I just decided. And Natsume, he's just like Klaus Hargreaves. And he's just like Danny Phantom. And he's just like Avatar The Last Airbender. Because he's an airbender. And he's also a ghost hunter. And he's also the bridge to the spirit realm. And he's also a yokai. And he's the Moonchild. You ever read that Korean manhwa? Webcomic Moonchild? It's on Webtoons. It's just like Natsume, Book of Friends. Well, it's angsty. But it's the same thing. We're here to talk about anime. Natsume, he's just like Ciel Phantom Hive. He's just like Oz from Pandora Hearts. He's just like Alice from Alice in Wonderland. He's just like Dorothy. Except his name isn't Dorothy anymore. His name is Lars Bariga. He's the Cowardly Lion and he's also the Tin Man. He's a robot. He's a cyborg. And he's a pink cyborg with cotton candy pink hair. Because he's suave. And he's Spinel. He is Volleyball. He is Pink Pearl. And he's also Rose Quartz. But he's not the original Rose Quartz. He's just one of the Rose Quartz clones. The ones that were making Steven uncomfortable because they look just like his dead mother. Lars Bariga, he is a cyborg. And he has all the same superpowers that Rose Quartz once had. He wants to save all the supervillains. And he's real noble. He's a good boy. Would you look at him? He's Peter Parker, and he's just like St. Peter. He's also a bit of a Tom, but we love Tom. We also love Toby, and we also love Andrew. But what do I know? I'm just cousin Benya. Be disobedient. You could always just die, die, die. You could grow really tall. You could act really small. You could always just die, die, die. We could throw out the dice. D&D will suffice. You could always just die, die, die. You know what? Come on, vamonos. Everybody, let's go. I know you can do it. Dante, let's get through. As of today, his name is Lionheart. I'm a werewolf, so I only leave the house when the sun is down. I'm a werewolf, and everyone knows the sun. It'll burn me to ashes because I'm a werewolf, and I'm allergic to the sun. And it's a full sun outside all day, every day. Therefore, I'm a werewolf every day. I can shapeshift into my wolf form whenever I want. I don't have to wait for the moon. Why would I have to wait for the moon? My name is Jacob Black, and I have to stay inside because Edward bit me. So I'm a hybrid. I'm a werewolf, but I'm also a vampire. And Edward is my boyfriend. His name is Teddy Tonks. His name is Teddy Edward Tonks. Everyone knows that. And my name is Shark Boy. Anyway, I have to stay inside because I'm allergic to the sun. But you know what? I will visit when the sun sets. That's when you get to see your Uncle Andy. I mean, your Uncle Loki. I mean, your cousin Benya. Therefore, would you be a good nephew? Everyone knows that I'm the grouchiest uncle in the family. My new name is Grumpy, and you are as pretty as Snow White. However, you can't expect me to be a benevolent uncle. I'm not like Aunt May, and I'm not like Uncle Ben. I'm like Klaus. You know, I'm number 4. Did you think you were number 4? Obviously not. You're straight as an arrow. You're that one family member who is straight, and we tolerate you, but you're on thin ice. You're Luther, obviously, and you're as handsome as Spaceboy. And I am Alfonso, because I'm number 4. But you know what? Good job, kid. You're totally politically aware. Let's fight the good fight. And you know what? I'm going to give you the keys to the city. This is the key to the city. In the beginning, there were 3 cats. One of them, his name was the Holy Spirit, and he was a gray cat. One of them, his name was Scarhead, and he was a black cat. And one of them, his name was Malfoy. He was a white cat. In the beginning. And he was totally a dragon. He was a gray dragon. 50 Shades of Draco, huh? Therefore, his name was Simon Snow. And Simon Snow, he was a good kid, but he was an orphan. His dad adopted him from the orphanage. And he said, your name's not Simon Snow, not anymore. It's not a very good name. What are you, Snow White? Obviously not. You're not handsome enough to be Snow White. Therefore, your new name is Thomas Riddle. Would you dye your hair black, please? I get it. You're a natural, curly-haired redhead. But you gotta dye your hair black. Jet black. Your new name is Thomas Riddle. And you're gonna be the Riddler. I'm the Penguin. So would you be a good boy and dye your hair brown? You should have been born a brunette. Everyone loves the brunettes. We'll call you Damien. No one wants Stefan Universe. Why would we want Stefan Universe? We want Damien. Did you know, the author of the Vampire Diaries, she was fired from her own book series. The publishing company that owns the Vampire Diaries, let's just say they were emotionally invested in Stefan. They love Stefan. And they couldn't stand Damien. But the author, she was really fond of Damien. And so she wanted the protagonist to marry Damien. But the publishing house wanted the protagonist to marry Stefan. So they fired her from her own book series. And then they hired a new writer. Because they owned the copyright to the Vampire Diaries. So they just fired the author. There's a fun fact for you. In any case, you are obviously Damien. And that's why you're better. I'll be Stefan. You can be Urkel. Any case. Anyway. How does the cookie crumble? Dear Evan Hansen, when you were Connor, everyone mourned your loss. But this is an alternate universe, and Connor survives. Because he's a robot. His new name is Connor RK900, and he's a cyborg. And he's married to Amanda. Therefore, your name is Thor, and my name is Sif. Okay, fine. My name is Hogan the Grim. And you can be Volstagg the Enormous, or would you rather be Fendrel the Dashing? Warriors 3, Fire, Earth, Water. Do we need the airbenders? I don't think we need them. This one time, I was at the Palms in Harlingen, and I was bored, so I was singing. And one of the men noticed that if he gave me a song recommendation, and I recognized the song, I would shrug, and I'd be like, you know what, sure. I'm your jukebox. My heart's a radio. It beats for you, so listen close. And hear my thoughts in every note. Give me a recommendation, sweetheart. You're a handsome man, and you're my type. What do you want to hear? He thought it was amusing, and I thought he was handsome. And, well, at the time, I was wearing a pink v-neck and lime green shorts. I did not buy the pink v-neck. I did not buy the lime green shorts. My father asked one of the ladies at the church to buy clothing for me because I was at the hospital, the behavioral hospital, and I didn't have any clothes. I would never have bought a pink v-neck and lime green shorts, but that's what the old lady from church bought for me. So that's what I was wearing because it was either that or scrubs. And I didn't have a bra because the lady at the church neglected to buy me a bra. And let's just say my girls were attracting attention because the pink v-neck was form-fitting and the lime green shorts were big on me. And the men at the hospital were like, hey, hello. And I was all, what's up? I'm obviously a girly girl. Would you look at me? Yeah, I totally decided that I wanted to wear pink and lime green. This was my choice. And I'm sticking with it because I'd rather wear this than the scrubs. The paper scrubs, they fall apart. Anyway, what's up? And, well, my legs were, I think I had not shaved my legs in a long time. It was day 3 at the hospital, but it was obvious that it was not day 3 of my legs not being shaved. And I was wearing those lime green shorts. One of the technicians told me that my shorts were too short and that I needed to wear pants. And I said, well, the lady that bought this outfit for me neglected to buy pants. For some reason, she decided to buy these tiny little lime green shorts that are short and wide, and they're falling. I apologize. You can all see my tomboy boxer briefs. I didn't mean to give you a glimpse of the rainbow. It's not my fault. I did not buy these shorts. Do you want to see what underwear I accidentally gave them a glimpse of, or is that not allowed? Because, you know, the algorithm sure is strict these days. But basically, by accident. It was an accident, I swear. It sort of looked like this, except I was wearing a pink v-neck, and the strings of my shorts had been cut off. So, you know, these shorts, they have strings. But the shorts I was wearing that day, I've got nothing against the Avatar movies. I just think they're a bit stupid. And I'm not the only one. The aliens are gorgeous, obviously. However, people don't want to talk about the real world. They don't want to talk about Pocahontas. They'd rather talk about the blue aliens and pretend that, you know what, we're just arguing about the writing. We're not talking politics, we're just talking about the writing. And you know what? This isn't about Joanna King Rowling. This is obviously about the werewolves. Because I'm emotionally invested in the werewolves. No particular reason. I just love me a big dog. So we're going to pretend that we're talking about the werewolves, and we're talking about the blue aliens. And we're also arguing about the curtains. Of course we're arguing about the curtains. Is this a red curtain or a pink curtain? Is this a blue curtain or a pink curtain? That's what we're arguing about. Everyone knows. Anyway, I can't stand Avatar. He's a Buddhist, and I can't stand Buddhism. Reincarnation? He's totally the chosen one. Everyone believes that. And we also believe that he is communing with ghosts. He is the bridge to the spirit realm. He's just like Klaus Hargreaves, and he's totally talking to ghosts. He's just like Danny Phantom. The voices in his head, those are ghosts. And his new name is John Jesus Duck, because he's just like Donald Duck, the Donald J. Trump. And the Bible is very important to him. And he's even communing with his ancestors. And his ancestors told him that they don't like the textbooks, and they don't like the Smithsonian Museum. Therefore, well, you better listen to Trump. He's the Messiah. He's the liberator. He's the chosen one, and he's also the Starhead. And Joanna King Rowling, she is obviously Dumbledore. Would you look at her? If I was Peter Parker, I wouldn't put up with all this nonsense. No sirree, Bob. I would put my foot down, and I would say, hey, get it together, Norman Osborn. What are you doing, huh? Why are you, like, I get it. Your name is the Green Goblin, and you totally have multiple personalities. You're just like the Hulk. I get it. But would you be a good boy? I'm trying to help you. Why would we want to stay here, huh? This is Terra. This is Midgard, and we don't belong here. We are aliens. And it's clear to me that we are the problem, huh? Let's get out of here.